You know, having a sharp knife in the field can be life-saving. Being able to cut, being able to slice through things, it saves you a lot of energy and a lot of time. But I've just never been good at it. Yes, I've got knife sharpeners. I've got a really nice Spyderco knife sharpener, and I've just never been able to get the edge that I want out of that sharpener. A buddy of mine has a Lansky. He loves it, and he does pretty good with it. But to me, I just never can get it to that really sharp finish. This zero tolerance, when it came, was super sharp. And, you know, I use it, and, you know, I just want it to always be that sharp. So I was watching a TMP video a while back, and he takes his knives to have them sharpened, and I thought, you know what, I need to find somebody that can really put a professional edge on my knife. And I have. So I'm getting ready to go pick up some knives, and I just wanted to show you the experience, and even this guy will even take your knives. No matter where you live, you can ship them to him, and he'll sharpen your knives. But maybe this will give you something to think about keeping your knives sharp and how important it is. What's up, Josh? Got a phone call about my knives?
Absolutely, we just got them finished for you.
Razor edge knives. Yes, you know, sir. I've always wanted to have my knives sharpened because I suck at it.
Now you don't have to worry about it anymore. We'll keep them razor sharp for you. Approximately 10 knives here that you've given me. And what we have over here is the Kukris, which is more of a, you can use these for more chopping and batoning through wood. So you need a little bit steeper of an angle on these, which is probably 25 degrees per side. It will retain the edge a lot longer. All the rest of these here are going to be used for a lot of cutting, and we like to use a 21-degree angle per side on these just because that maximizes the life of the edge and the cutting ability of the edge as well. We got a zero tolerance pocket knife here, which is just one of the many different types of knives that we sharpen. These wheels that we're using, we may not have mentioned, they're paper wheels that actually we have a silicon carbide grit on one, and the other one we use to remove the burr using a rouge. One of the things we really have to make sure that we get the angle right on this. You don't want to put some jacked up angle on it, so that just takes time and experience. What we're trying to do right now is to work up a burr on either side, because that's how you know that the knife is truly sharp. You know, push that metal up and ground that metal off totally on each side. And we do use some wax on here to prevent the heat buildup. Like I said, that's important. Little bit of a burr in there. I don't know if you can get this in here, but there's a little bit. You'll start to see a little bit of metal pushed up on that edge right there. I want to make sure we get that on both sides, not just one side. And you see that burr there on that side versus this side where there isn't a burr. Just worked it up. Alright guys, we've got a burr worked up on both sides of this knife here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of the polishing rouge, which is medium grit here. We're going to take that burr off and go ahead and polish the edge. You can see that edge there. You can still see how it's still a little bit rough there. Biggest thing when sharpening knives is that you get a very consistent angle, no matter what you're using. If that burr's not worked off, it's not going to shave your arm. You see, it'll just shave that arm off right there.
Yeah.
So.
Look at that edge. Oh. Because here we have the K-bar, and of course this is a special. It's the U.S. Marine Corps, and Josh is a Marine, also in law enforcement, by the way.
That's correct.
And
so I do know the importance of having a sharp knife, and that's how I got started in this business, is because I always want all of my tools to be sharp.
Look at that. Excellent. Here's a Glock field knife. Love it. Or survival knife.
CRKT knife here, and we're going to sharpen the serrations in it. What we do is want to make sure that we're kind of staying there with the same factory angle. Alright, that was our grit wheel. Now we're going to go over to our polish wheel because it's not quite polished enough yet. So we need to go ahead and take this burr off to actually make it nice and sharp.
And these are special wheels that you're using that are for knife sharpening specific.
Absolutely. You don't want to just use any old grinding wheel because you really have to be careful with not building up heat on the blade, and these wheels will ensure that there is no heat buildup on the blade hardly at all, so that way your temper of your knife will not get damaged. That's a huge concern when you're using electric sharpening. The thing is extremely sharp now. You don't have any flat spots on the top, which is one thing you want to look for on serrations. You really want to be careful with not sharpening or grinding off the back of those serrations. You just want to grind in those serrations, which we do. We go into each individual serration to make sure that those things are extremely sharp.
Here's a Columbia River M16 with serration.
Our serrations, guys, a lot of times people have a difficult time sharpening these things, but we sharpen them for you so you don't have to worry about it anymore.
That is the serrations that's doing that, by the way, guys.
Alright guys, we've got the Edge Pro here, and this is what we use to highly customize our edge angle and polish. We have different markings right here that they determine. You have all the way down from like 7 degrees, and I can go all the way up to about 30, 35 degrees just by adjusting this rod up and down. It's a really nice guide rod system. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set it at about 21 degrees, which is what I like to do my knives at. Alright, now that we have our thing set up here, go ahead and put some water. These are synthetic water stones. Just really like using these. The way that this works, have a really steady hand. It does take some getting used to. Let's really give it a nice tip. Away some of that slurry there, but just regular water. We're not using oil. I'm using my really coarse stone right now. That's what I use if the knife's really dull. And you got a burr worked up all the way. You work one up on each side, and then what you're going to do is change out the stones. We can work our way all the way up on these stones to an extremely high polish, which would end up being on the finishing on the strop. But the highest tape that we have will go up to a 6,000 grit, which is equivalent to about a 1.3 micron, and then we'll finish on that's actually a 0.9 micron polishing tape, and we will finish on a 1/4 micron strop if need be.
It sets just the perfect angle, so you don't.
And the angle is so perfect.
That's incredible.
Not many guesswork in it. We've got all of our different stones and polish tapes right here. This is just an extremely good way that we can sharpen knives. Alright guys, this is my Bussy Boss Jack Combat Grade. Just recently got to put my own custom paracord wrap, which we do offer. That way you have some jimping right here to hold on to with this knife, so I didn't actually have to cut into my Bussy. The way that you know that your knife does need to be steeled is a really simple test. You just take your fingernail and you set that edge right on it, and if it catches, you know that on that side it's good. Take it to the other side. If it starts to roll off at all, if it does roll off, then that means that you're going to need to steel your knife. And what I mean by steel your knife is you take either a ceramic comb. I also have just a smooth steel, which is commonly referred to as butcher steel. Put your ceramic rod right here in a vertical position. You take your knife, and the easiest way to explain this is that you take a 90-degree angle, cut that in half. That's 45. Cut that in half, and that's about 22 degrees. That's what you want to do this at. Just about the weight of the knife is good. You just want to come down just like this, and that's going to realign that edge very nicely, and it'll take off just a tad, the slightest bit of steel, while it realigns that edge with the ceramic. That's all it is right there, and you'll feel it work itself out after about probably 4 or 5 strokes on each side.
Wow.
We also sharpen straight razors, and if you know anything about straight razors, you know that you typically don't want somebody who just sharpens knives to sharpen your straight razor, because it's a whole different world in and of itself. But we do sharpen these because I do shave with a straight razor. So
wow, what a man.
Yeah. So what we do is, after we get done sharpening this on our Edge Pro, we take it over here to I got a nice wide paddle strop. A lot of people like to use hanging strops, but this is what I use. And what you're gonna do, we'll take it about 20 strokes per side here. This is my pasted strop right here, pasted side with a 1/4 micron diamond paste. And then we flip it over right here to the just regular leather. And we do about 40 to 50 strokes per side here.
Please subscribe for more fun gun reviews and sensible survival. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Woo! Bless America. Long live the America.
Long live, what is it?
Long live the Republic.
So, okay, right after you say God bless America,